Hello everyone, friends. This is a short retelling of the film 2019 called Snow White. A fairy tale for adults.
I slept with another man.
You won't come to me after every meeting, will you? What do you want? My blessing?
The first part of the film tells about a girl named Claire. After the death of her father, the owner of the hotel business, Claire remains with her stepmother, who inherited her father's entire business. The girl goes for a run in the early morning, where she falls into the hands of the kidnapper. The criminal pushes the girl in the trunk, breaks away from the place. Driving along a forest road, the kidnapper tries to avoid a boar that suddenly jumped out on the road and crashes into a tree, thanks to which Claire manages to get out of the trunk. The girl rushes through the forest, but at some point, not understanding where to run next, Claire stops and the girl is overtaken by her abductor. Pointing the gun, she asks Claire to close her eyes. Everything will happen very quickly. Then a shot sounds. Claire wakes up in an unfamiliar house. A man enters the room with breakfast. According to Pierre, he was going to hunt wild boars in the forest, but instead shot a woman. He thinks that Claire most likely did something, because no one would have been going to end it just like that. The girl offers to call the police, but Pierre is against it, and he has no desire to go to prison again. After leaving the room, Pierre returns again with clothes, instead of the one that Claire was wearing. While the girl was out, Pierre undressed her and washed her things. After getting dressed, Claire looks around the house, meeting another male cellist named Vincent. Listening to the music that the cellist is playing, the girl falls asleep, but she is picked up by Francois, Pierre's twin brother. They differ only in that Francois stutters a lot, unlike his brother. Pierre asks the girl to leave the house, since those who were going to kill her will most likely look for Claire and sooner or later will get to this house. And the guy has no desire to meet them. The girl is trying to persuade Pierre to stay here, otherwise why did he save her, since now he's kicking her out? Pierre himself understands that this is illogical, but then shouts at Claire, for which he gets from the girl. Pierre grabs her, but then lets go. Returning, the guy kisses the girl. Claire does not resist the plague at all. In the morning, Claire leaves the house and meets Vincent with his dog. The twins are at the sawmill, and the girl does not want to stay in the house alone, so she asks for a cellist to the vet. On the way back, Vincent offers the girl to stop at a diner. There, Claire says that as a child she was fond of the violin, but after the accident in which her mother died, the girl abandoned everything. Upon returning home, Vincent gives the girl a violin, sincerely believing that it is impossible to stop with music. At this moment Pierre appears. He is unhappy with the fact that Claire went with Vincent, since now the whole town already knows that a girl lives in their house, which means the chances that she will be found are only increasing. In the morning, looking out of the window of her room, Claire notices Pierre chopping wood. "I have to leave." Approaching her, Pierre begins to kiss the girl, after which they are engaged in a cupcake. Late at night, lying in her bed, Claire hears the sound of the TV. The girl goes down and sits on the sofa next to Pierre, starting to stroke his leg with her foot. After the cupcake, the guy stammers that he is very thirsty. "Francois?" Which is why Claire realizes that it wasn't Pierre at all, but his twin brother Francois. He understands that he shouldn't have done it, but he just couldn't resist, which makes the girl smile. The next day, not wanting to sit on the neck and not only with the twins, Claire gets a job at a local diner. The girl returns home and tries to call her stepmother, but as soon as she says her name, they immediately hang up on the other end. The second part of the film takes us exactly a week back to these events. Claire's stepmother named Maud watches from the window as her lover named Bernard helps pick up the towel that Claire dropped. When a man goes up to the fashion room, a woman offers not to hide their relationship from others anymore, because her husband is no longer alive, but they need to pause in the relationship, as their feelings have faded a little, so that it would not get even worse. Bernard agrees, and when Maud comes out, he calls Clary, confesses to the girl that he hears Maud, hiding in the next room. Unwilling to put up with this, the woman arranges to eliminate Claire. After a while, the couple has lunch at a restaurant. Bernard asks where Claire has gone, but he hasn't seen her for several days. Maud calms him down, explaining that this is not the first time the girl has disappeared for several days before. At this moment, a call comes to the woman's phone. This is Claire. The mod immediately turns off the phone. In the diner where Claire got a job, all visitors pay attention to the girl. A local librarian named Charles, whom Claire met when she went to the vet with Vincent, brought his son, Clyman, to meet the girl at all. And Sam himself, a veterinarian, does not lag behind the others, showing Claire signs of attention. He invites the girl to go to a club in the evening, where Claire begins to molest some type. Sam can't stand up for the girl, but Clyman does it, turning on the molestation with one blow. He did it to impress you. On the way home, Claire says that she thought Sam was strong, and he turned out to be vulnerable, but she even likes it. Turning to the side of the road, the veterinarian stops the car and asks the girl to repeat these words again. Claire says she likes Sam and touches his arm and then sits on top of him. This couple is being watched by a crowd of squirrels. Maud arrives in town in the morning. Noticing Claire, she goes into the library, where she meets Charles. He admires the beauty of the woman, saying that this week this is the second angel in their town, Maud and another young girl who settled here recently. Charlie advises Maud to look into the temple. There are just guest rooms where you can stay for a while. After meeting with the pastor, Maud tells about her stepdaughter, who disappeared a few days ago. Perhaps she could settle in their town. After learning the name, the pastor informs that he knows this girl. Maud asks not to tell anyone anything, otherwise Claire will run away again. According to the woman, the girl is offended at her because Maud did not pay enough attention to her after the death of Claire's father. The peer offers to mediate and arrange a truce between the girl and her stepmother. In the morning, Claire is joined on a run by Clyman, a nice guy to a girl. And in general, it seems that there are no men in this town that she would not like. Clyman is very shy, but still the guy tries to hug the girl, but falls on the ground. Rising, Clyman rushes to run. Claire goes to the temple, where she tells the pastor about her affair with several men. According to the peer, it's all the local mountains that excite the blood. The pastor informs that there is a man in the church who is eager for reconciliation with Claire, and takes the girl to Maud. Seeing her stepmother, Claire rushes into her arms. According to Maud, she managed to find the girl thanks to the fact that Claire called her, but the connection was suddenly cut off. According to the phone number of the stepmother, it was possible to find out where the call was made from. After telling the boys the details of that day, Claire expresses a desire to stay in this city, where she has made many new friends. Maud doesn't mind, she'll be here for a few days too and will try to persuade Claire to come back home. The girl needs to go to work, and Maud offers to take her to the town. On the way, the moth suddenly stops at the edge of a cliff under the guise of having a flat tire. The stepmother asks Claire to see what's wrong with the wheel. Sneaking up to the girl, Maud is about to throw her off a cliff, but at that moment a pastor on a motorcycle drives up to them. After learning that everything is in order, the peer goes on. Since the plan failed because of an unnecessary witness, Maud takes Claire to the town, offering to meet on the next weekend. Unsuspecting, Claire agrees. In the diner, Charles addresses the girl. According to him, his son Clyman has closed himself off from him, snaps at him in every possible way and does not want to talk to him. So Charles asks Claire to come in and talk to the guy so that he stops behaving like that towards his father. He will definitely listen to her, because he really likes the girl. After work, Claire visits Clyman and tells the guy that she loves him, after which she kisses him. Going down to the library, the girl tells Charles that everything is fine. Sunday is coming. Claire and her stepmother go on a picnic. Maud hands the girl an apple stuffed with poison. Just as Claire is about to take a bite, Clyman appears in the clearing. The girl invites the guy to join them and hands him an apple. Maud grabs the fruit, saying she doesn't know this guy at all. Clyman apologizes and leaves, and Claire, putting down an apple, goes after a guy with whom she later has sex in the woods in the rain. With the onset of night, Maud arrives in the town, where dancing is in full swing. Watching Claire, who is dancing with one or the other, the stepmother orders 2 glasses of wine, in one of which she adds the drug again. But even here she will fail. Clyman gets in her way, who accidentally knocks one of the glasses out of Maud's hands. Girls, Clyman says that he did it on purpose. Claire's stepmother has a kind of cold look. This plan didn't work out, so Maud brings her stepdaughter a drink, and then starts pulling her so that Claire gets sick, and then puts the girl in the car under the guise of taking her home. Moving along a winding mountain road, Maud admits that she was in love only once in her life, but Claire stole this love from her, after which she opens the door and pushes the girl out of the car. Stopping, Maud goes to the edge of the cliff and making sure that the carcass of the stepdaughter does not move, Maud leaves. The stepmother comes to the temple to put a candle, but accidentally sets herself on fire. Claire manages to survive. She is lying on a hospital bed, with 7 men who love her standing next to her. Each in turn approaches the girl and kisses her, after which Claire comes to her senses. This is the end of the movie. Thanks for watching and see you on the channel.